Alright, class, if you turn to chapter 2 on your book of Middle-earth economics, we will get started tonight. I hope you all did your homework. It will be graded.
What?
Fuck.
Professor!
Lindsay, can I copy your homework real quick?
No, you can't copy my homework.
I'll make it different.
What? No, you gotta pay me this time, Kev.
Fine. It'd be nice if the professor told us
I'll
when
allow
it
it.
was, dude. Jesus.
Thank you all for joining us tonight. We will not be doing a course on Middle-earth economics 101 tonight. I know you're disappointed.
The conversion has been posted in chat already. That's a great memory.
Look at that. Look at that.
Gold stars.
Just taking notes. Paul gets inspiration.
Paul's already doing better than I am.
I know.
Teacher's pet. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We will continue our campaign in the Darkening of Mirkwood, but before we get started, thank you to everybody involved on Saturday for the Super Brawl, including players and everyone else who's did
Jesus Christ.
anything and everything to make that event happen. That was nuts.
That's a word for it.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun. It
was so much fun.
From my frozen floor.
Dude.
So I was sitting I was sitting in a room on a wooden floor where the heating vents weren't working, so it was really cold. And I was on Liz's laptop, which was just set on the airbed. So it was raised just like 2 inches off the ground.
Oh my god!
And that's how I was playing that night.
See, the fact Matt wasn't even remotely at his best, and he was still wrecking our
playing with a goddamn handicap all night.
I had a little stack of pizza right next to me and a bottle of Coke, and I had to maintain my volume because people were coming and going through the room.
MVP right there.
On top of a handicap, underneath another handicap. Jesus Christ.
MVP.
And to be fair, I would just like to dedicate our victory mostly to Brian, because I had a few key plays, but Brian's agility really brought that home.
You cleared a lot of the path for me to do that, so it was a team effort. So
you know what? Good job, Lindsay. We have fucking good defense out there. We did not give them easy victories.
Oh no, we made it hard. We made it hard.
Yes.
If any of you missed that event, it's still up on Twitch if you want to go watch the whole thing. Most of the matches are highlights now, so you can go back and run through all of those if you care to. But it was a lot of fun. I'm sure we'll do it again. If not in a full Super Brawl capacity, maybe we'll do variants of it.
I'm just going to give everyone a warning on that one. If you have any form of heart problems or blood pressure problems, don't watch it.
Oh my god. I was so tense, and I didn't realize it until the next morning, where my body just felt like it got hit by a truck, because the adrenaline, the tension, just the total anxiety, I was feeling it all day the next day. It was just, oh man, it was rough.
I was just like mentally drained, if anything.
Yeah.
Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
Rip headphone users.
Oops!
In that tie match.
I'm sorry.
That was just raw emotion.
And that's all you can ask for in those situations. She was emotionally invested in that match. And holy hell, that was the closest thing all goddamn night. I can't believe that happened. But so, keep an eye out for more events like that. I'm sure we'll do plenty of them. If you haven't claimed a spot yet in our drunk finger painting, make sure you do. 2 are still available. I think we're going to be having a deadline here soon to close that out.
The end of this week, yeah. Thank you for the reminder, because I was supposed to post that Sunday, but Sunday was, like I said, when I felt like I got hit by a truck. So, so yeah, still 2 spots, and I'm giving it until this Saturday, for them to be filled up. Otherwise, we're going to continue with who we have signed up already.
More on that as it develops. So let's get into tonight's session. Jake is not joining us tonight. Family emergency. So hopefully everything's all right on his end. But let's get into tonight's session with a bit of a recap. Last week, you guys met up in Dale. Met a colorful individual known as Madame Eva. At least one of you did. The proprietor of the Entwives Grove in Dale, a hidden gem, if you will, in town.
That's the word we'll use.
After which, the rest of you made your way over to Sfior, the craftsman and blacksmith, who was in the midst of telling off her customers, Yvoric and Grimbald. And upon your timely arrival with the ore that she had been missing, set off to craft the helm that Seowyn, the Generous, had contracted her for. And in return, the two Woodmen extended an invitation to the four of you to return with them to Sunstead in the East Bight for the deeds that you have done here today. You accepted this offer, but before heading out immediately, you headed back to Lake Town to hopefully track down the last remaining leads you have on the potential traitor that originally was discovered all the way back in Dol Guldur. And so we'll pick up where we left off. It's the evening of Lake Town, and the party has split.
It's a good thing that Anelia and Arachron went together.
Oh.
Considering we didn't split into 4 separate parties, although that might have made a convenient excuse.
Yeah, because two of you went off on your own, so it would have been a matter of Arachron just opted to go by himself.
Well, that was the original plan too, but things change.
Callan here had just spoken with the secretary of the Merchants Guild in Lake Town regarding the merchant from Minas Tirith. Did not yield too much information other than the fact that it's a general merchant from Minas Tirith that comes and goes at her leisure, and she is currently unaware whether or not she is in town.
Yeah, so, that turned up dry.
So what would we like to do?
Well, I believe the other two are following leads up too.
They are. So that was a question to the whole group. Who wants to go first?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I can keep going. I can get into chaos.
I just forget which one I was gonna question. Was it
the wine
Dale?
You're after the wine dude.
Wine dude.
You know, wine and
dude, that's
dine.
what it was.
Paul Breck.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because I was drinking that night. Okay. Thought I remember that. I think I need help.
Okay. So volley?
Yeah.
Yep. We're going down. Gonna go
All right,
talk to the wine dude.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check to see if you can find a storefront or some sort of lead as to where this Halbrick might be.
Wow, first roll of the night.
Let's go.
Me.
Gonna be one of those nights. You know,
Just say, fuck me.
Maybe the spitting hunter spider should have been an omen.
Maybe. Maybe.
Oops, I did the wrong command.
Why would you crit? That wasn't a crit. It was a crit fail.
Oops.
Yeah, so it's like you're half right.
You ask around a bit, but you are so blunt about it that you're just sort of off-putting to most people, where they're just kind of like, just leave me alone, man. Mind my own business. Just no one really seems to want to talk to you.
Wine!
All over again.
Where is the wine? I want the wine.
You know, I'm gonna go up like fucking Jack Sparrow. Why is the wine always gone? So the rum. Alright, well, I'm gonna... the fuck can I do? I'm gonna keep trying and asking and, like... see where... if I can't find him, I was gonna be like, I'm gonna keep trying.
It takes the better part of 45 minutes and several attempts on trying to figure out what you're actually looking for, and after a while, you get somebody that you've refined your question a couple of times, and they look at you like, "Are you talking about the Dorwinian wine cellar, Halbrick? Mary?
Yes,
Mary
that's the
Halbrick?
one.
Oh,
yes,
geez.
that's the one.
I believe he has a small shop or import house, if you will. I don't know what it is. 2 blocks over and to the left.
Thanks, lad.
Yeah, don't mention it. Bit of a brute, that one.
Alright, so
Volley.
I'm just gonna stroll along. Yeah, whose idea was it for me to go by myself?
Whose idea was it to split the group?
I think it was Jake's or Matt's.
I don't remember.
No, there's no way to know. There's literally no way to know.
Bye, man. I mean, we can just watch the last episode, you know?
No, there's literally no way to know. Impossible to find out. Alright, so you follow the man's directions and you find a small building around the corner. Front door is closed. Looking through a glossy window, you see a bunch of barrels and casks and a bit of like a countertop, wooden countertop desk inside.
Real quick, group, what am I asking again?
We're trying to find leads on any type of lead on who may be a traitor.
Boom! You, wine merchant, are you a traitor?
What is your manifesto?
Guy just holding the wine.
This is all of my Curse of Strahd notes. Hold on.
Oh my god.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I just want to get a general idea of what I was asking for. I'd be like, so you do wine? Cool.
Now this is Misty.
It's the wrong universe.
This is
Not doing the Isekai yet. I don't know what you're doing.
We went to Dogledore and we found the coins and everything and intelligence on like military balls. My brain is dead.
Military balls.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. I am on an important investigation regarding military balls. You wouldn't happen to know anything about this, would you? It's of the utmost importance.
Fuck out of my barracks.
Well, always salute the privates. Good day.
I'm sorry, the note taker has a mushy brain right now.
That's why I remembered all that. I just wanted to make sure, like, the general idea of what I was going for here. That's all I need.
Yeah, we're just trying to figure out if there's ill intent among the merchants or traders or whatnot between Elven King's Hall and Lake Town, basically.
All right.
Just because of that was kind of the area that we were getting, that we saw that kind of gathered intelligence about military movement and whatnot in Dogledore.
Okay. Fuck, this is gonna be interesting as volley. Okay, so I'm assuming we're carrying on from here. Sorry, I thought Deanna was gonna say something.
No,
okay, so I'm gonna walk in and I'm just gonna try Is there like a bell or something I can ring, or I'm just gonna kind of like knock on the table, be like, hello?
As you walk inside, the door sort of trips one of those bells. Ding. Yeah, I'll be right with you in a minute.
Take your time.
You hear like a thunk in the back room, and then like wood rubbing against wood as his figure comes out from behind, rolling a barrel, and stands
Hydrate.
puts it up against the wall. All right. He looks over at you, and he's in some pretty nice-looking clothing. Not like nobility by any means, but he's definitely well off. He's got about medium-length salt and pepper hair down to his ears, a little bit back. His face is weathered and worn, but he looks like he's probably out in his late 40s.
Okay.
Hello, what can I do for you?
I was inquiring about some wine.
Wine, huh? Anything in particular? Darwinian is usually my main import.
Darwinian, I was more so thinking anything from around. I see Matt's working. I got me laughing a little bit. Sorry. Darwinian. What is that around located? Where do you import it from?
Imported from Darwinian. It's about southeast of here.
Ah, okay. Ooh, I get a map.
Once I get on the right layer for everybody's purposes.
Oh.
2 Darwinian, way down there.
Oh my.
You mean way the fuck down there?
Yeah, let's see if the other ones... Yep, it's probably out around this direction. Somewhere in this area.
Okay.
About southeast of here. Couple of days, that's for sure. It's where I hail from, at least.
Oh, interesting, lad. I was wondering if you had anything more of a northern taste. I recently ran into some wine up north, and I was wondering if you had anything of such.
Northern wine. Now that would be very interesting. I haven't had any northern wine from the Northmen in ever, honestly. I don't think they've ever seen it.
A sample I had, they said it was from the north. Tasted really good.
If you come by it again, I'd be certainly interested to see it and taste it too. Anything else further north is going to be the dwarves, and Valar knows they don't brew that.
Anything of the elves? I know they're around a little bit of there.
The elves, I have some Mirkwood wine around, though I mostly trade into Mirkwood. I bring the Darwinian wine through here and into King Thranduil's halls.
Ah, you do a lot of business there. Sounds like a high honor.
It is indeed. My family has been doing it for years.
Ah. What's it like there in the Elven King's halls? Have not been.
Beautiful. Underground in the halls. Almost carved from stone and rock and tree itself. Tranquil there.
Have only been around Mirkwood. Haven't actually been to the Elven King's halls.
Well, you should definitely try it sometime, if they allow you in, of course.
One can hope. Can you show me which Mirkwood wine that you have?
Sure. And he goes over to the other side of the room, takes a wine bottle off the shelf, pops the cork. He has one that was probably made about prior to the desolation of Smog.
Desolation of Smog. Kind of have like fuck that look on my face, like desolation of Smog. And then I just take a drink.
Yeah, as you take a drink, you hear a voice from within a back room, a very young, high-pitched voice.
Just letting you know, your mic cut out.
Wow, that wasn't even that high pitched. You hear the voice of a small child that you gather is a girl.
Another hydrate.
And she yells back asking, "Daddy, are you done?" If my mic's gonna cut out, then I'm just not gonna do the voice.
That's fine.
In a moment. We'll be closing here in a moment. It's fine.
We'll make this quick. Should I just take one more tasting? Could I try that one up there?
Oh, yes.
Or was there only one available? Okay.
Pours it into a small glass. Puts the cork back on.
Take the glass. Just take my little sip. That's also good. How much for the one bottle? The one I just tasted?
The one bottle, probably... that one would run you probably about a silver piece.
Silver piece. And from that, I'm gonna grab out one of the gold lozenges we found. And I'm gonna put that on the table and pay with that. But like, hopefully you take some gold. I'm gonna place it on the table and slide it up. And I want to take a look at his face when he looks at it, if he checks it out.
Yeah, he looks down. Give me an insight check as he takes a look.
Natural
24.
Nice.
Let's see here. Yeah, so you gather as you place the gold piece down, that he doesn't really show any sort of signs of oh shit or that's interesting. It seems like this is currency he's dealt with quite often. He's used to seeing this, and he's not too concerned about it. Yes, this will do fine. He takes it, puts it in a pouch, pulls up another one, puts down about 19 silver coins. Your change.
I'm just gonna hold my hand up. Keep the change, lad.
That's way too generous, sir.
That's okay. I appreciate the wine. In fact, just so it could be a little bit more fair, I'll take both bottles.
Sure. He takes them both off the shelves, slides them over to you. There you go. You have 2 bottles straight from the Elven King's halls. Not many people outside of Mirkwood get that.
It was a really good taste of wine, and I'm starting to gain a taste for it.
Well, I appreciate your business, but I do have some family matters to attend to, so if you don't mind.
Yes, as I heard in the back. Thank you, lad.
He reaches out to shake your hand.
Then I'll shake it, like a very firm shake.
You can call me Mary.
Mary, I'm Vali.
It's nice to meet you, Vali. Enjoy the wine.
Pleasure is mine, thank you. And then I'll head out.
Yeah. He follows you out and sort of locks the door behind you and flips like a little sign.
For a second, I thought you were gonna say just flips you the bird, just because the way you're holding your hand.
Follows you out, locks the door.
Coming 5 minutes in before closing.
I'll look at him and be like, "Oh, fuck it, I am." I'm gonna put a handkerchief in the wine bottle, light it on fire, throw it in the store, and be like, "Run away, bitch!"
Like, he's walking away. Gold piece for a bottle with water and red food coloring. Dumbass.
Ain't my gold ain't no skin off my nose.
Oh.
All right.
Anything else you wanna do here?
Before I walk out fully, can I just do like a quick little glance in the room and see if like any barrels or anything you brought are like off-putting?
Alright, give me an investigation check.
Fuck! At least I had to go on the insight.
Once you're outside and looking through the glass is sort of like that foggy and stained glass, so it's really hard to look through. You see several of the barrels are stamped with seals, but looking back inside, it's really hard to tell what those seals are.
Okay. Alright, at that point I'll just... Is there a back door or something I can, like, sneak to and, like, listen? Like, hear, like, if he's talking to his daughter about anything or anything that's kind of off-putting?
Sure. To make your way through the alley and back around, you find sort of like a back like loading entrance to the establishment. Go ahead and
then at that point, so right when I get there, I'm just gonna like quietly open up a bottle of wine, because if I get caught, just a guy just trying wine in the back alley was more innocent.
All right. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay. Wow, I'm good at these.
Your rolls tonight.
I had one good one. I'll take it, I guess.
You hear the two of them talking back and forth, but it sounds mostly like a younger daughter who's grown bored at the fact that she's been brought to work and is basically wanting to go home for dinner and whatnot. You don't catch too much interesting talk, not through the walls. It's a little hard to hear, but the daughter's voice cuts through like nothing.
Alright, so I'll take like a sip of wine, like a small one out of the bottle, and then I'll kind of recork it back on, and then I'll just be on my way.
There. Manelia.
Here I am.
Now it's your turn.
Yay. Okay, hopefully this will go better last time.
Hopefully your rolls are better than mine.
Well, first I want to locate Pelagorn and just kind of like see where his shop is first, and if it's okay.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Okay. I have a bunch of ideas in my head, so it's a matter of how I go about it at this point.
8.
We're just a couple of real sleuths tonight.
You make your way over to the Elven Quarter, the Elf District, and you ask around for Pelagorn, and it takes you a better part of 30-45 minutes due to dialect confusion between the Raft Elves and the Sylvan Emissaries, and you being of Rivendell, to actually figure out who you're looking for. And they point you in the direction sort of off in one corner of the district. And you find a small craft shop that has like woodworking materials out front, and saws and other woodworking phrases. What
a night it is!
And you see a tall elf with his hair pulled back, pretty short hair as well, wearing an apron as he seems to be working on sanding something as you get closer, or as you see from a distance.
I forgot.
Didn't catch any of that.
I was going to do 2 things before I ventured off, and I forgot.
Well, you see him from a distance. You're not engaging him yet.
Kill him.
No. Oh no. Okay, how close am I to the inn that we're staying at?
You guys didn't check into an inn when you got here.
No, I thought.
No, you came from Dale.
Oh. Okay, is there an inn nearby?
You'd have to go all the way back to the market district, essentially.
Okay, crap buckets. Cause I wanted to take off my armor first so that I looked more like a common person walking around than someone in heavy
well, you
heavy
can
armor.
Certainly try to do that. Here.
I mean, Vida's trying to tactic of getting naked has always worked out for him.
Yeah, can we do that? Because I really wanted to do that. Sorry. I literally this whole time I was like, don't forget to do this.
All right. I'll. You find an alleyway to doff your armor.
Okay. And then after that, I'm going to take the.
It takes roughly probably like 10 minutes to do.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take the King Cup bracelet that I made.
Okay.
And and Anelia will put it on her wrist.
Okay.
So that gives her. It makes her lucky for 1 + 1d4 days.
She's gonna need it.
That's what I figured. So
go ahead and roll.
Okay. I almost rolled that in Twitch chat. That would have been funny.
The minimum amount of time.
You are lucky for 2 days, and yet with that roll, somehow you don't feel lucky.
I don't feel lucky at all. So whenever a lucky character rolls a 1 on a d20 for an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, I can re-roll, but I then must use the re-roll.
Okay.
Fun! Okay, so now that I did that... Now she, first, Anelia is going to have her journal out and everything, and she's gonna first try to watch, Pelagorn's activity from afar for like a solid hour or 2. And try to note if first there's anybody that may seem, suspicious to an extent in terms of talking about certain shipments or packages or trading of goods and whatnot.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check at advantage for spending better part of an hour to observe him.
Okay. Investigation with advantage.
Oh. I mean, you're lucky. Does lucky work on ability checks?
No, it has
only
to be
works
on a
on
1.
natural ones.
Oh my god! This is gonna suck so badly.
Oh my god.
My last resort is to talk to the guy, and I don't even know if I want to do that now as a last resort.
Ouch.
No.
Okay, well, in that hour, he seems to mostly be whittling and sanding something, and over this hour, it seems to take the shape of a bow. He seems to be working on a bow. He gets about 2 elven individuals visit him in this time. But as they're talking to him, he is also sawing, so cutting through the sound, it is incredibly difficult for you to hear anything. One of the individuals that stops by seems to be a raft elf or a commoner among here, and the other one appears to be a sylvan emissary. Just seems to be a bit more dressed up than the rest. But that's about all you get.
Seem to be familiar at all, right? Like not like the one elf that I made a fool of myself in front of. Okay.
Too hard to tell. Would you remember that face?
Probably.
Too hard to
okay. 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 Oh, I'm so afraid to talk to this guy, but I guess you know what? Yeah, I will. I'm going to. Are there any ports nearby? Like specifically for this trading district?
Well, this isn't a trade district.
I thought. Oh,
this is the Elven.
The Elven district. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any ports nearby?
There's two dockyards that aren't really even dockyards. They're just somewhere where you can bring up probably small boats. There's one there, and there's one over here. The actual like shipping yards are way out here and here.
That's good to know. I guess I'm going to walk up to him. Oh no. Okay. Dude, Anelia's a fighter, not a talker.
You're treating this like you're approaching your crush in high school. I guess I'm gonna go talk to him. Alright. You start walking over as he's stringing this bow, and he seems to be testing its tension. And as you get closer, you see now that his left eye is actually covered over with an eye patch. He seems to be missing an eye with a scar that goes along there. And he notices you coming up, and it watches the string tension the entire time, and he's like glances over real quickly to notice you and then back up to it. How can I help you?
Hi, I could not help but just watch you work on the bow for a little bit, and I have to say it's some really nice handiwork there.
It's appreciated.
Have you been doing this for long?
For a better part, probably 8 to 10 years at this point. So not that long in our ages.
And all here in Lake Town?
Professionally, yes, as a tradesman and craftsman.
Do you, if it's not too much time or too much trouble, is it all right if I ask some questions about how you've been working as a tradesman here? I myself am working to become a blacksmith, and so I was hoping to learn a little bit more about working in the trade such as this.
Give me a persuasion check, as he's now looking at you going, what?
Oh, I think I still rolled that with advantage. Oh, okay. Well, it's a 20.
You did, so luckily it's the straight roll anyway. Or the first roll.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I have a few minutes to spare.
Oh, well, I really appreciate that. Thank you. I was... Let me see here. What do I ask first?
I don't know.
The Dark Lord sends his greetings.
So basically, Anelia wants to spend. What I want to get here is that Anelia's essentially going to start asking like, what it's like to be part of the mercantilism here, and to be like a trade merchant of sorts here, and is it easy to kind of work with the men here, or is it still better with elves, being an elf, you know, ourselves and everything. like what's are there any goods that he has to transport? I'm trying to think. And just kind of like she kind of tries to jump into the role of like just asking all of the like 101 questions of what it's like to be in his role, essentially, as someone who's aspiring to be the same thing. And if that makes sense.
So he basically tells you in sort of a confused manner that he does have to transport things every now and again just for resources for what he does. In terms of working in mercantilism, he finds it more suitable here than he does the Woodland realm, mainly because elves don't typically have a reason to trade or have currency or anything like that. There's no real reason for it amongst them.
Okay.
What were your other questions?
Oh my god.
You just threw them all at once.
No, I only threw half of them.
Oh lord.
I asked also if what it was like working with the men in comparison to elves, which you kind of partially answered about how it's more suitable to work here than in the Woodland realm. And like, yeah, I think that's the only one that technically.
Okay.
Wasn't?
He says that he's been working here for roughly 8 years, ever since he lost his eye. He's a bower and woodworker in general, and provides equipment and commissions between Lake Town and Dale for the most part. Doesn't do lot of business with the elves, but will on occasion import goods from them for his craft.
Okay. When he is talking about importing and having things transported from time to time, does there seem to be a look on his face where he's just openly telling everything to Anelia, or if he's hiding something by any chance? Okay. What'd I get?
10.
Oh, I was
Seems honest.
A little higher.
Dude,
Okay.
our rolls suck.
Seems honest. He appears as if he has nothing really to hide. He does most of his work with Bardings and Men of the Lake, and on occasion will deal with the elves.
Okay. So I guess then finally, Anelia will ask, do you have any advice from firsthand experience for someone like me who's looking to get into this sort of work, or any connections you recommend to make the networking a little easier?
Oh, I would recommend not initially setting up shop in a town that may perceive you as a traitor for a while.
A traitor? Here?
Of course. All of us, all of the elves. When Smog first came Thranduil held back his forces. We were seen by the dwarves and the men in these lands as traitors for a long time. There's still some animosity here towards us.
That makes work a little more difficult.
It does. Earning trust, building relationships can be exhausting. It could be something that's not worth your time. So if you have the option to start somewhere where you're already perceived in a better light, I would suggest that.
I'm curious, if I may ask, have you thought about moving to elsewhere then to work if it's proven difficult with the recent relations, or?
Recent relations have been better. It was the starting relations that were a bit of an issue. But in time, I may move back west. Only time will tell, really.
See, I don't think I have anything else.
Okay.
Any other advice other than don't start in a town that has that at the moment frowns at our kind?
To your kind.
Put your absolute best into your craft. If you want to make something that's exquisite and durable, you have to practice and you have to hone your skill. You have to put everything into it. You can't just up and do it one morning.
Life advice, kids.
Of course. Well, I think I've taken a great amount of your time, but I really appreciate the time that you have given me in answering all of my questions. And as she says that, she like holds the one page she has open in her book of obvious notes taken.
Sort of like raises an eyebrow.
Apologies, I learned the art of writing everything down from my family. It helps to remember everything that happens.
Well, when you live as long as we do, I suppose remembering is a key thing.
Yes. Let's see, what do I have? I wonder if there's anything. I don't know if this will work. Would I potentially have any idea how it may be perceived if I like gave him a few silver as like a tip? Because all I have is silver.
Give me a traditions check.
Just running around making it hail.
You guys got so much money, you're just giving it away now.
I don't. I only have 42 silver pieces. But I wanted to give something.
42 silver pieces?
Yeah.
Quick, chat, how much gold is that? It's sort of one of those things that it's like there's no real precedent for it.
Okay.
It's not frowned upon, but he actually didn't provide you with a service, so.
Okay.
It's up to you.
Well then, she will close her notebook and hold it to her, and she'll stick her hand out and she'll go, "Anelia, it is very nice to meet you."
How's it going? And good luck in your smithing endeavors.
Thank you, and best of luck here with the relations, and hopefully elves are no longer seen as potential traitors.
We can hope.
Good
evening.
When that's mentioned, does he make any sort of like weird eye twitch?
Eye twitch. Give me an insight check.
I'm trying. Oh my. Okay.
Just so you know, Paul has redeemed advantage for Lindsay.
All right, roll again.
Oh, okay. Well, because I'm trying to see if I want to use my little magic item, because I have
Your
yet
correct
to be
call
able to
is
use
barely over 2 gold.
I'll just roll again.
He gets another gold star.
Well, wait, aren't I technically proficient in this because of the item, or no?
Well, I technically said 2.1 gold.
Oh my god! I got a 9!
Ah, it's one better. Paul got you 1 more point on your check.
Don't say I never did anything for you. Here's your advantage. Don't spend it all in one place.
But this is without proficiency because I'm not proficient in the thing despite the details of the magic item or whatnot. Because we still have the... So... I guess it doesn't matter. I rolled low anyway.
Can you write a note for us to look at that item?
Okay.
Because otherwise this is going to happen week after week and this item's never going to be fixed.
I am trying to find ways to use it, but I feel like it's not happening.
Well, it revolves around insight, so...
Yeah, but it says...
I know what it says.
Yeah, okay.
I know exactly what it says. And I think that's just how it was the luck of the draw when you got the item, because it was a random item. So...
Okay. Alrighty, well,
We'll tweak it, but we need to remember to do it.
Yeah. Alright, so I rolled a 9.
Alright.
Whether that quote-unquote succeeds or not.
You don't see anything. There might have been an eye twitch, but it might have been under the eye patch.
Ah.
So, hard to tell.
Okay, well, station ended at this rate, so Anelia is going to give a nod and say goodbye and turn around and leave. And then she is going to grab her armor back and try to don it back on, and then she's going to she's going to try to check any like transporting areas like the docks and whatnot, and see if she can kind of watch from afar and overhear.
So just so you know, because around the time Volley was talking to Halbrick, it was around closing time, so it's getting late. You've observed him for an hour. Your conversation probably took another 20 minutes. It's pushing evening.
Okay.
So if that sways anything you're doing.
Does that mean people are away from, like, the docks or transport areas? Are they closed?
People are turning in for the night. They're, like, packing up, they're moving away, they're going back to their homes or their inns or what have you.
I will go to the... I'll go to the closest one, I guess, first, and see how long it takes to try to just watch people turn in for the evening, or if there's any weird suspicious activity after everything closes.
You go to the nearest one in the elf district or the actual like market district?
Elf district.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. My eye is freaking out.
I quit.
You're lucky.
I'm just
You're lucky.
I'm
You're
lucky.
lucky.
I'm lucky. It's another nat one.
Oh!
Wow. We're just done investigating tonight, kids. We're fucking done.
I called it.
Two natural ones.
Oh my god.
I don't think that constitutes for another re-roll because I already re-rolled.
No, the way it's written is you take whatever the second roll is, regardless.
Oh my.
Wow.
Jeez. Guys, if I come back after break with a giant bowl of ice cream, you know why.
Yeah, just for the interest of time, I'm just gonna tell you, you get there and everyone is basically packed up and moved away. There's nothing to see here.
Hey, I'm gonna just go find my friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh boy.
It's my turn.
Yeah, Callan here.
So, my discussion with on my date, basically fruited to. I have no idea. Like, Morath doesn't really have a place here in town.
Not typically, no.
Okay.
She's like a drifter. Drifter's not the word, but because she trades from such a great distance. She'll typically show up for a few days in the market district, and then head out again.
Okay, I feel like if anyone would know if she was around, it was a woman I talked to, but
right.
So I'm gonna do, huh?
No, I was gonna say because the foreign traders that are part of the guild, sort of like go through proper channels when they arrive.
Yeah.
So that they can do their business.
So I'm gonna do something completely off the rails.
Oh boy.
And
this is where I'm glad sending is not a spell in this world, because he'd be sending messages to Madame Ava, and I would have to break out that character right now.
I am going to go visit Var's place.
Okay.
Because he was technically on the list, and none of us went to talk to him more in depth.
Right.
No, we were gonna save him for last.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure I can't find anything else on Morath right now. Maybe I'm wrong. Which is no more to do. So I'm not gonna walk in there though. I just want to case the joint to see if he's there.
Okay.
So I'm going to his importing office.
Gotcha.
Because that's the place I know.
Yeah, where you delivered the goods last time. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Okay, time for Callan here's rolls tonight.
Please be shit like ours. Actually, don't believe in you.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
I don't think we can play anymore.
Guys, we're done. We are done.
I don't. Let's just go to Brawl.
Wait. Okay. Hang on. For science, I'm going to do something right now. Give me.
I also need to add all of those failure counts to. Oh.
Okay,
dude.
That was Arachron's character sheet. So.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, that was only. Yeah. Okay.
Jesus.
Oh boy.
Fuck. Dude.
Okay, so I was just seeing if the player sheets were cursed. Okay.
I think we should just stop and go to Brawlhalla at this rate, because holy crap.
At this point, I'm gonna stop and go to bed because, like, goddamn.
You take a few moments to look around. You don't see any activity in or around the import house.
Okay, I'm gonna break in.
Okay, how do you do that?
Sounds like someone's breaking in.
So describe the layout of this building to me.
The exterior?
Yeah.
It's on the edge of. I can actually show you the map for the most part. Oh, there. Yeah, it's about in this corner of the shipyards district. So it's up against the edge where the water comes around. So you can pretty much walk all alongside of it, except on its east side is adjoined to another building. In the front, where you are currently, has a single door and 2 windows on either side. No windows on the west side, and there is in the back that faces towards the shipping yard itself is stacked crates and barrels They're probably stacked 6-7 feet high. And there is a door back there as well.
I'm gonna go to that door in the back.
Okay. You go up to that door. You try the handle. Jiggles. It's locked.
Yeah. I mean, this is when having thieves' tools would... I'm proficient with them. But I don't actually have a set. That's when it would be handy. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna take my dagger. And I'm just gonna try just pick the lock as best as I can with my dagger. Just try to wedge it where the door meets the frame, and just like force the latch to where I want to go.
Okay. Give me a sleight of hand check.
17. That's not above a 10. That's a 9.
We're out of the red. We're out of the red. Okay. You take the dagger. You shove it in between the threshold and the door, and you shimmy it a bit. Door pops open.
I'm going just to sneakily slide in.
Stealth check.
Now this is my speciality. 23.
23.
About to say.
Okay, you walk on inside and you come into the back room that has looks to be like storage, mostly crates, barrels, shelving that has various objects, vases, plants, all throughout. You see on the other side, probably about 5-7 feet from you is another door. A doorway. There's no door there. It's just open.
So I guess anything interesting in this room?
Give me an investigation check.
A 10.
You find there are crates in here that all bear different seals. There's one of King Bard. There's one of King Dane. There's Thranduil's as well. There's the Master of Laketown, and then various others, random lower merchants that do their business. That he just seems to be storing things in here at this point in time.
I'm just going to. I don't know if I have the. I don't know if I have the ability to. But there's no like crowbar in this room, is there?
Give me another investigation check.
Give me a second check. Thank you. 6. It's going downhill from here.
All downhill from here.
You don't see any sort of tools in this room.
Okay, then I'm not going to actually don't know if I want to do that. I'm gonna go because the only other way out of here is through the open doorway, right? The open portal. Yeah, I'm gonna sneak my way through there and see what's in the next room.
Yeah, you poke your head out, and it sort of opens up into a hallway that goes 10 feet to your right, where it opens up into a larger room that looks to be sort of like the front foyer area of the import house that you were in a few days ago. But as you poke your head out, what's your passive perception?
14.
14, yeah. You hear a few footsteps from around the corner, 5 feet out.
I'm going to duck back in the room I just came from and hide behind a crate.
Okay, give me another stealth check since you're finding a hiding spot.
30.
30. All right. Yeah, the footsteps get closer as you quickly jump back in and find a spot amongst the crates to settle in. And You peek around, and you see a figure come in from the hallway with some parchment and a quill, who seems to be jotting stuff down as he's looking over, and you recognize him as Var. It seems to be doing some sort of inventory.
He is here, dang
it. That goes out tomorrow. That goes to the elves there. Off to the dwarves. I should speak with that Armand regarding those shipments. Alright, so he looks around. What's that? Walks over to the door, the back door. See how it's ajar, and there seems to be knife or scratches at the not the hinges, the latch. Strange, this place is falling apart. Closes the door. Oh, well, busy day tomorrow. And he walks back out. You hear the footsteps get further and further away. You hear something close, and then more footsteps, and then a door shut. And then it's silent.
So when I heard the footsteps, did it sound like they were coming from the front part of the building or another part of the building? Yeah. Okay.
No, they sound like they came from the front.
So that hallway, does it only go to the front?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I guess I'll sneak back out to the front room. And I'll just do a quick casing of the front room to see if I find anything interesting.
Okay. Give me an investigation. Are you like going through, or are you just looking over?
I'm just looking for anything suspicious. I have no idea what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have advantage. That's an 8.
8. Yeah, as the sun is setting, it gets significantly darker inside. Though it doesn't bother you too much to be able to see. Colors are sort of dull, and it makes it real difficult to tell things apart. There's hundreds of pages of parchment. There's large rolls of maps and other things to that extent, and just records upon records, and it's all black speech to you.
Oh, it's black speech. Oh no.
I was about to say,
seeing nothing that's suspicious or catching my eye. I don't want to waste any more time here.
Okay.
So I'm going to sneak out one of the front windows.
Okay. Yeah, you open the window, slip on through and close it, make your way out.
Do I see Var out here anywhere?
Give me a quick perception check.
16.
16, you quickly look around. He doesn't seem to be around. He's probably long gone.
Okay. I'll just head back to the center of town, try to just find my friends.
Alright. At this point, you all reconvene in the center of town. And as you guys meet back up, we will take a 5-minute break. And sometimes the rolls are just not in your favor.
We're at 68%.
Fuck no, dude.
We're at 68% of our rolls being 10 and under.
And the problem is, I don't know which one of them is where it mattered the most.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the way it is. So we'll be right back, and we will continue the story. Maybe the rolls will be better. So
I highly doubt it.
You know, the more whiskey I have, the more I don't care about my rolls.
Welcome back. So hopefully you all are having a better time tonight than the players.
I'm drunk, I don't give a shit.
Oh, there you go. So thank you all for joining us this evening. Oh, it's over there. I'm not gonna get up and grab it. If you caught last week's paint and chat, you saw Lindsay finish up the treant, which looks amazing. Coffee grounds, who knew?
Duncan Groots.
Duncan Groots.
Yeah, the only team to have a mascot on Saturday. Duncan Groots. Well, I guess Hype Goblins had Hype Goblins.
I was gonna argue Hype Goblins had Hype Goblins.
Yeah, we did have Hype Goblins. So
Mana buns can have a mana bun.
They could.
I should make a mana bun emote.
Sure.
Okay.
What? Paul's right. What exactly is a mana bun?
It is a cinnamon sweet roll that when you ingest it, it replenishes your mana levels. Typically conjured via magic.
So you have to use mana to get an item back to restore mana.
Don't question World of Warcraft logic.
Maybe you should. Maybe you should start questioning it. Lindsay will be live again tomorrow night of more paint and chat. Not quite sure what she'll be painting, and I don't think she is either, so it'll be a surprise. So make sure you stop on by for that. What?
Nothing.
I thought you went,
Well, I think we discussed some ideas, but I'll just leave it as a surprise.
Yeah, I know we discussed stuff, but I don't think we decided on anything.
Fair enough.
And again, we do have our drunk finger painting Discord event. So basically, if you haven't heard, where have you been? So you clearly haven't been in our Discord. You should join it. It's a fun place, full of rainbows and dice and shenanigans.
Swearing.
Yes, that too. Basically, we are going to do a exclusive event in our Hangout channel where we'll stream 5 of us. We'll get absolutely sloshed within reason. Go at your own pace. We're not gonna, haze you into drinking.
Fuck that.
Kevin will.
I mean,
Legal disclaimer: we are not forcing you to drink.
I am to it.
You get to your own level of buzzed or drunkenness that you are comfortable with in the sanctity of your own home. And then you will take some acrylic paints and apply it gingerly to a miniature that will be provided to you. Thanks again to Mini Pie for providing those miniatures. They are going to be fun for all of you to paint. We have 2 spots open for that, so if you want to join, reach out to myself or Lindsay, or put a message in the big mini channel in Discord, specifically saying that you are interested in doing that. You have until the end of the week to claim those spots, just so we can have shipping and everything arrive in time. We're looking to do this in March-ish.
That's like 3 days.
March 13th?
Yeah.
Yes, March 13th is the event.
You also have to provide your own paint, so take that as it is.
Easy. Just buy your acrylic paint at your local craft store or whatever.
Here's what you do. You go down to Home Depot, you get a can of whatever paint.
And you got one color to work with.
Oh my god.
Or better yet, you completely empty a room. You drape it in white, whatever, just, I don't know, a sheet, something, and you put the miniature in the corner of the room, and you take the paint and you just throw it at it. So yeah, just go nuts with that.
You got the colors and said, fuck it, we're doing a new color.
Yep, we'll have fun with that. And if you don't want to paint, but you want to at least observe the shenanigans, that is you're more than welcome to do that. You just sit there and watch everyone slur their words and probably throw paint on themselves accidentally a lot.
I mean, I won't have a mini, but I'll do that anyway.
It'll get borderline Lord of the Flies, I'm sure.
Yeah. Paul, depending on where you go, a paint bottle of acrylic paint, especially like a small one, like yay big, is like 80 cents to $1 if you buy them individually at like Michael's or Joann Fabrics or Hobby Lobby even. Yeah. So it's
sure you can find it at like a Walmart.
Yeah,
too.
like it can really be any brand. I definitely started with acrylic paint is acrylic paint, so it can really be it can be really cheap. And yeah, it's just for stabbing a mini with your finger.
Yeah, don't go out of your way and go buy Citadel paints or Army painter. It's not worth it for this particular case. We recommend those if you're looking to actually get out and paint minis. But if we're gonna be drunk and just slapping paint on something, use something cheap. Don't break the bank here.
And then like Matt said in chat, you can get sets of colors for like $12 at like Michael's and stuff too. That's what I personally started with. I went to Michael's and bought like a set of like 24 basic acrylic paint colors, and that's what I actually used to start mini painting until I bought Army Painter stuff. But you get the point. I'm definitely, to answer your question, doing bare fingers. I'm not doing gloved, just like your classic childhood, get paint everywhere on the hands and go for it. But you can do gloved if you want.
Yeah, do whatever you want. The only rule we have is that you're at least drinking while we're doing this. Your beverage of choice.
I got a keg.
There you go. He's drinking keg flavor.
Yes.
So that'll be fun. So, like I said, hit up Discord for that. That brings us to tonight's ad. As you can hear, Battle Bards is back tonight. Technical difficulties be damned. If you are enjoying the ambient music and background soundscapes that we've been using, those are all courtesy of Battle Bards. So if you want to bring some next level immersion to your tabletop, whether it is virtually or physically, then you should head over to battlebards.com and get yourself a BattleBards Prime subscription, which will give you streaming access to the entire library of BattleBards plate mail games, and will give you a caster, which is what we use here on Tuesdays, and a soundboard to mix and match private and any audio that you get on BattleBards. And all of that also gets you a 20% in-store discount on any purchases. So what are you waiting for? Go to battlebards.com and check out their subscription, and when you do, use the coupon code adventure. Subscription code. What the hell's a subscription code? We are not paying for your subscription. No.
You think we could make that work, where we could give out a code that make it cost 20% more?
That'd be funny.
I'll have my people call their people. So wait, you want us to sponsor you and give a discount to your viewers? No, we want you to charge them more. I mean, that's more money for us, so I don't see why we wouldn't want to, but...
Trust me, they'll
do
it.
Do you hate your followers? It's a love-hate relationship. Listen, just let it go. You'll be fine.
No, you have to say all of that with Madame Eva's voice. It's a love-hate relationship. It's complicated.
It's complicated. Alright. Yep, so the rest of the week is our typical lineup. So let's get back into tonight's session and hopefully have some better rolls.
Please.
So the Fellowship reconvenes outside of one of the inn and taverns, right in the market district in the square.
Yo, we need Paul to join the team. He keeps rolling 19s and 20s in chat.
I rolled a 19.
I got a rock.
Oh shit, he rolled a 20. Lit AF. Alright, so what would we like to do?
Are we all together again?
Yes, you guys are met right outside the tavern in the market square.
Well, it's been so long since I've talked in this voice. Well, my friends, my endeavors have been fruitless, I must admit.
Unfortunately, I believe it was the same here. The Pelagorn who I spoke with didn't seem to be any of part of the suspicious sort, and I tried to check some of the trading areas or docks also in the area, and I couldn't find anything that might have been useful.
I checked out the wine merchant, and his family and him have done years of dealings in the Elven King's Hall sending wines. And I got 2 bottles.
Oh!
So
good.
not all is lost.
I have to agree
Polly,
for once.
literally the only one in this situation to come away not empty-handed.
I committed a few crimes.
That reminds me, Callan here, take a shadow point.
For committing a crime?
Yes.
It was just a little breaking and entering. Last time
just a little beanie. It's fine.
Last time I didn't get a shadow point. It's fine.
That's because the DM fucked up.
Now you fucked up.
Carry on.
Well, I suppose we did
I
all
also
that we
had a
could
lovely
here.
date.
Yes, you ran
I
off
forgot
to do
about that.
But alas, I found nothing helpful for our quest. So
Maybe
I
we could
say,
check out if we want to check out the wine guy a little bit more, I mean, didn't seem like a bad guy. I presented one of the gold to him for payments. He didn't even react, so.
you paid a gold for these 2 bottles of wine? They must be very good.
I thought so. More so trying to use the gold to see if he would react in any way.
Well, from what I understand, there's a surprisingly large amount of merchants who actually deal in this gold. Simply because it's the only currency the woodland realm uses to interact with other races. So it's not exactly uncommon, but makes it hard to track just via the gold coins.
I think we've done what we could here. It's late. People's shops have closed down. People are resting for the night. Unless we go sneaking off and about to try to find any potential suspicious activity without sleeping before traveling in the morning, I think we've done what we could.
Let's go do some more breaking and entering. That was fun.
No.
No,
I just
point to commit 1 crime every time he's in Lake Town.
I jest. We should rest and prepare to meet the Woodmen. I believe our efforts may be of better use with them than here for now.
Who knows? Perhaps we will find more information through them, and just the fact that Muldred and his men are closer to Dol Guldur than anything here, perhaps that and his dealings with Seowyn in the East Bight might lead to more fruitful information.
Well, I have also never been to the East Bight, so
I have not either. I am always up for...
It'll be an adventure.
For more adventure. Yes.
I'm gonna take a swig of my wineskin. Well, let us rest up and then meet the Woodmen in the morning. Or tomorrow evening, whenever they leave.
Are you gonna pop open one of those bottles, Ollie?
I already did, if you guys want to take a drink out of it.
I'll join.
Very good.
Alright. So as you guys wind down for the evening, see what I did there?
There is something I want to do while we're winding down.
Okay.
I just want to try to sneakily untie Vali's shoes.
Why?
Fuck you.
Give it. first, give me a stealth check.
I can do those all day. 23.
Alright, Volley. Give me a
Do I realize any of this?
Give me a perception check.
Are we in the wilderness so I can get a double?
He has 5, so he could.
Yeah.
Ooh, I saw that 23 for a second. I was like, he matched
So
me, but no.
Proceed with your sleight of hand check.
Motherfucker.
26!
I hate you.
Yep, as he's taking a sip of wine, you just poof, untie.
Do I notice?
Oh my god.
I'm just curious.
Why is there I
Give
want
me
to
a
see me eat
perception
shit?
check.
I'm just curious.
Give me a perception check.
Mom, Dad, please stop fighting.
13.
No.
Meh. I'm
You don't
enjoying
see
the
it.
wine.
Yes.
I mean, I gotta live. I gotta live up to
my ass enough.
I gotta live up to my wayward elf status.
Alright. So you guys wind down for the evening and eventually turn in for the night. You awake early next morning and make your way towards the docks, unless anybody had something specific they wanted to do in the morning.
Untie my fucking shoes.
Untie them? Volley, I'm pretty sure your shoes are already untied. Did you, how long have they been like that?
Who knows? Just happened at one point.
Well, you're lucky you didn't trip. Better get them tied up.
Take a second to tie up my shoes. How the fuck?
So you guys make your way to the docks on a foggy end of summer morning, as this now reached pretty much the tail end of summer. And the gulls squawking, you see the two woodmen standing on the docks conversing to one another, waiting for your arrival as you guys approach. And as you get closer, you see on tied to his hip on the pack behind him, Ivoric has a helm that seems to be bejeweled and made of a magnificent steel inlaid with gold and carved with images of heroes around the crown of it. And there are two gold trees that grow on the cheek guards, with their branches twining overhead in an arch over the brow of the wearer. And mounted directly above the brow is a glittering green gem, and its crest is made of fine horsehair. Just glancing at it, you gather that it's worth probably a dozen gold pieces.
A dozen? I could afford that.
Like hell you can.
I have 15 gold pieces. I don't know what you're talking about.
That you found.
True. That is a fancy looking helmet there.
One of Sphere's best works, I'm sure.
Is this for some sort of ritual?
The ceremony, correct?
It's a ceremony of sorts, yes. And that is something that's best discussed back in Sunstead.
Very well. We shall journey with you there.
Very good. We have these two boats here for you two, or for you four. And you can follow us through the running river, if that suits you. Otherwise, we'll mark it on your map and meet you there at a later time.
No, traveling with you suits me just fine. I'm always looking for drinking companions.
Alright. So they get their stuff situated and load up into one of their boats. Who is in what boat?
Last time we put Volley and Arachron in the same boat. bad stuff happened.
Yeah, because that was our fault.
Callan here isn't strong, so he has to be paired with someone who's strong.
Can be with Anelia again if you want.
Sure.
Yeah, as I recall, that's where shit went wrong.
Hey, Anelia chose to jump out.
It went wrong at your boat, and Anelia jumped in to try to help, and that's when drowning ensued.
I forgot. Yes, I thought Anelia fell in first.
And then Callan here was like, "Well, it was nice to have friends," and he just left.
I tried. All Anelia does is try.
Aw.
I need rolls.
No.
Hunter.
Oh, that's me.
I'll be the hunter.
What do I
You're
do?
the hunter?
Who's the hunter?
It has always been me.
Okay, I thought I was it.
Just based on survivability. I think you were an additional hunter.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be unless you want to. Doesn't matter to me.
Can't tell me I live my life.
Look out.
Oh, I'm a lookout.
Alright.
What you need?
Nah, I'm just jotting down the role assignments.
Ah.
Guide is taken by one of the Woodmen.
Sweet.
Hunter, lookout, guide. Am I missing one?
Isn't there a scout?
I could do the scout.
Should have made sure of this.
Yeah, you should have.
Wrists. Alright. Yeah, so let me say scout. Okay. So we have Anelia and Callan here in one boat, and Valley and Arachron in the other. As you guys get your things settled into the provided boats from the Woodmen, and you make your way out of the shipyards and the docks of Lake Town, and you begin heading south down the river, running yet again, only this time with a further destination in mind, heading for the East Bight, one of the settlements of the Woodmen. I need to make an embarkation roll for you guys, because the guide is a NPC.
Everyone in chat is rolling so well. What the heck?
Oh, wow.
Liz just rolled a 20. A nat 20.
Nice.
You guys. Clearly they should be playing the game.
Let me change the map here, so everyone knows exactly what's going on. So you're making your way out of Lake Town, Nya, and heading for this area of the river running before heading off to the East Bight, which is Nya.
Nya.
Ping, ping, ping. Is there anything anybody wants to do while they're in boats?
Try to get flowers.
Just play a jaunty tune on my flute.
I'll just be like, I'm just gonna be like sharpening my sword.
I don't know if that's possible or not, but I said it just to see what would happen anyways.
She dives in, we get another drowning scenario.
Well, you can certainly try. No, I'm not the DM.
Yeah, you can certainly try. Go ahead and just...
Let's see.
give me a nature check.
Can I can't...
I hope she gets a natural 20 on this and then fails the next check.
Can I argue survival?
How?
Huh?
How do you argue that?
Just because foraging being a part of like surviving out in the wilderness and being able to just be able to pick up plants wherever you are and being on the go, and yes.
Sure. Go ahead and roll survival.
Okay. Okay!
21. Okay. You are fairly confident that you'll come across, what?
Yeah, I was gonna say specifically, water lilies I know are at the river running, and that's where we're going.
What I was about to say.
Oh, well, you've asked me before, what specifically am I trying to get, so I had the
was
list up.
to check to see if you knew of any in the area while you were going down a river.
Oh, well, I knew that.
Over the river and through the woods.
Yes, you are confident you will come across a water lily.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me a herbalism kit check.
Yay! A net 20!
We've come full circle.
I did it!
World's not in balance yet. You got 2 other nat 1s to make up for.
I was gonna say the Fire Nation threw off everything, guys.
This is what I get a nat 20 on.
You find about 5 white water lily.
Ooh.
And 2 red water lily.
Oh, I did not know there were different colors. Okay. 5 white and 2 red lily. Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. I like flowers.
Flowers.
All right. Excellent. As you follow each other down the river, spaced probably about 20 feet from each boat, you guys travel for the better part of a day, going down with the current. You guys stop with the Woodmen, make camp, rest, get up the next morning and continue onward. All the while, as you guys are rowing down the river, you see the deer and foxes and wolves move about throughout the tree lines and around the coast of the river. You see circling of birds and crows far in the sky. The Anelia, give me a survival check.
Okay. A 7! It's a nat 1!
We're back, bitches!
God.
Oh wait, I can re-roll that. I'm still lucky.
This is probably the last day you can re-roll it.
Yeah. Let's try again.
Nice.
Let's try again. A 25!
That's better.
That's
Okay.
almost a nat 20. That's a natural
Almost.
19.
Almost. Not quite.
About that ice cream. I know.
As you're looking about and noticing the behavior of the animals, just sort of taking in the scenery, you look up in the sky. You see a murder of crows is the
I'm all saying,
A murder?
yeah, no, it's a murder of crows circling about. But you catch sort of the behavior of one in particular that doesn't seem to be among the group of crows. It seems to be
Raven. Is it? It's not that stupid Raven. Is it the stupid Raven?
Wrong character.
First of all, Anelia knows nothing of that fucking Raven.
Anelia in a boat. Oh look, a Raven. Why do I feel a latent anger?
Yes, let it be known, had Thea actually made that kill, you would not be in any of this right now. No, you find one particular bird that seems to be acting strangely.
Do I notice how it's acting strangely? Is it like flying out of pattern? Is it...
This is like, Anelia who notices it.
Oh, I thought you said you know, like everyone. Okay.
So, like, does it seem...
Meanwhile, ching, ching, ching.
Yeah, like, how is it acting different? What is it doing specifically? It's strong. Like, does it seem like it's injured or
it's
sick,
like
or
no,
is it just...
it doesn't seem injured. Most of the group seem to be moving with the group. This one doesn't seem to really be associated with it. It seems to be a couple feet off from the rest and seems to be like circling in the distance. Whereas the rest like move from spot to spot and like fly down and land. This one doesn't, it just stays up.
Do you care for a pit stop?
This is like, it's a distance off.
Oh.
Like you can just see it in the distance, like up in the sky, that it's just circles.
What direction is it toward?
The south.
Like north? Oh, the south.
You're heading towards it, for I guess lack of a better term.
I'm going to point it out to the Woodmen and ask if they happen to know what it might be doing, or what kind of behavior that might entail, since it's more toward the area that they know well about.
You sort of shout in their direction because their boat is like a good distance from you. Ivoric sort of responds as he sees it as you pointed out. I'm not sure, that is strange. It's not really normal behavior for any bird that I've come to know. Looks like it might be trained.
Do you care to check it out? Or is it... No, because I know it is the bird.
Yeah, it's that bird. It is that bird.
Oh,
every bird is that bird.
Oh, it could be someone else. Do you care to check it out, or would you prefer to keep going? Is it of any concern?
Well, it is no concern of ours. I would prefer to keep going. The sooner we get back, the better.
Okay.
Is this something you really want to stop for?
I mean, I'm curious about what it is doing, but I don't want to delay anything.
Curious, but do you feel threatened? Is this a safety concern?
No, complete curiosity. I enjoy studying peculiar things that I witness, especially out during exploration.
Well, there's definitely no shortage of that in Middle-earth. Alright, so you're not...
I will keep watching it until it disappears from my eyesight.
Okay. Just staring up in the sky going, fucking bird, fucking bird, fucking
bird. It's a bird!
Fucking bird. No, over time...
I mean, I don't want to stop the party, so...
You know, over time, it gradually gets closer just because you are moving in its direction.
Oh, that's right. We're going toward it.
And as you get closer, it sort of flies overhead and past you guys, circles a couple of times, and then flies back south down into a trees, probably a mile or two ahead.
A mile? That might be a long shot. Can I just try to, like, get its attention with, like, a bird call and see what happens?
What the hell's happening?
Give me an animal handling check. Get its attention.
Look, Brian threw animals at me, so I'm gonna try it. God dang it.
You whistle upon the wind and hold out your hand, hoping that the bird will return, and silence is what returns to you.
Keep watching.
Okay. As you guys continue to row, lookouts. Who's your lookout? Helen here.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check.
I'm just moderately. I'm moderately. Oh, no!
Oh my god!
Guys, can we call it a night now? Please?
Oh my god.
Fuck, guys.
Okay. Carry on.
Rip. Yeah, I'm just playing my my flute.
He's playing a flute. I'm watching a bird.
Skiddly-dee-dee-dee, skiddly-dee-dee.
Oh my god.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
You know what, Paul? I did just upgrade my Roll20 subscription not too long ago. I'm gonna have to get a refund.
Yeah, really.
Okay. So let's say, who? I technically need a marching order. So if the Woodmen are in the first boat, who's in the second boat?
I'll be in the second.
I guess-
So Anelia and Callan here, second boat.
Yep.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, and then Volley and Arachron are in the last boat. Anelia, does a 21 hit?
Yeah.
Take 6 piercing damage.
Oh wait, we're at full hit points and everything, right? Because apparently I'm not. After a long rest.
Yes, technically, if you long rested. Though.
How many points did you say?
6.
6. You got 6. Okay.
Callan here, 20.
Yeah, that hits.
5 piercing damage.
Oh my goodness.
Are we technically under the surprise condition?
Yes.
Okay, then I can't use a reaction.
Correct. And Arachron. Yeah, no, he's not. He doesn't have a shield out, so that will be an 18 armor class. A 19 will hit for him. Character sheet, please. I am trying to do something.
Well, this is fun.
He takes 3 piercing damage. 1, 2. Oh. Okay.
Arrows everywhere.
Says you guys are rowing down the river, and you get into a much narrow portion of the river. And along the sides is lightly wooded, almost like a swamp marshland type of landscape. And as you hear a few snaps of twigs in the vicinity, and you sort of look over, at the same time a hail of arrows comes from all around and hits 3 of you, dealing a decent amount of damage. And at the same time, Volley is the one person who didn't get hit. You see probably about 60 feet out ahead of you, the Woodman boat gets into a narrow portion, and you see a tree fall right in between the middle of the boat, shatters it in half, and sends the two straight to land as the Woodmen basically get marooned and shipwrecked.
Oh.
Yarg.
Did those arrows come from the direction of the bird?
The direction of the bird. Yes, the bird fired the arrows.
No,
Wow.
but like was the bird...
You had this map ready to go!
Oh, wow.
There are even two Woodman corpses.
Yeah, prepare for everything.
Oh my god. I don't know. Where's the bird? Give me the bird.
Yes, I have a bird token on here.
I'll just put myself on there for when we do our thing.
So
there's the bird.
Except that's a token for Haru.
It is a token for Haru.
I miss Haru. That was low key like my bird too.
Yeah, because I always had him assist you. Because I was like, I don't know what to do with this pet. I'm learning.
I need you all to roll initiative.
Son,
23.
12.
They may have surprised me.
No, that's me.
But...
I got 12. You got 16.
Oh, I'll take that.
Yes. So calm down there, Maestro.
Well, I get to jump into the water again.
You can certainly do that.
Because I don't have any ranged weapons. Unless I chuck my scimitar at them.
There's another option here that you're not seeing, but I feel like I shouldn't tell.
Fighting?
Alright.
Crap, I gotta back out of this real quick.
Alright, so at the top of the round, once I get some other music going.
Ooh.
We have Callan here as you just get hit with an arrow as you are sitting in the back of your boat. You see the tree fall down on the Woodman ship several feet from you. The boat itself is moving at a slow pace now that you guys have dropped the oars. What do you do?
Lightning fast reflexes. Put my flute away. Pull out a bow and arrow, and I'm just going to notch it at the closest person to me. And I think I'm in within range of that. 30 feet, yep. I'm gonna use my bonus action. Call out volley. Take a shot at the closest one.
You got it.
Giving volley the help action if he attacks that one, and I'm going to loose my arrow using my action against him.
All right, go ahead and roll attack.
Oh my gosh!
As you take the arrow and then you quickly pull out yours, you notch it. As you go to let loose, the boat jerks forward just a bit, and your arrow goes wide.
What are with these rolls tonight? I've never had such a bad evening with Callan here.
This is rough.
Movement?
I'm staying in the boat.
Okay. Anelia.
Okay, I want, if I try to swim to like this part of the bank right here, is that, I assume that's like difficult terrain or swim speed or something, or?
It would technically be swim speed if you had a swim speed, so without one, it's just difficult terrain, so it would be double your movement.
So it would basically take all movement to get to.
It'd be 30 feet to essentially get to shore for you.
Okay, so I want to get right here then, if that's cool.
All right, so you
That'll work.
Go ahead and jump out of the boat and swim to shore.
Cool. And after she gets out of the water, she's going to take out a small little little vial of something. She'll unpop the cork, chug it, and then put the vial back. And so she took the one potion made of water lilies, which will increase her damage for the next hour by 2.
Okay.
As an action. I'm assuming, is that a bonus action?
It would be an action. It's an action for you to take it.
Oh, okay, so it's not like healing potions where it's a bonus action for yourself to take it, or is that a different rule set from... Oh wait, that's not that's D&D though. This is Adventures in Middle-earth. Okay, whatever, doesn't matter. That's my turn anyway, because I'm not going to do anything else, so...
Okay, that ends her turn.
She'll just stand at the ready.
That brings us to this one. Who is going to make a shot at Callan here as he's still in the boat.
You can certainly try.
The 19.
19 will hit.
5 piercing.
I'm gonna uncanny dodge that.
2 piercing.
Tis but a scratch.
And then he will follow up with his second attack. With an 18.
That'll hit too.
7 piercing. As he takes another. As you barely dodge the first one and it skims your left arm, the other one comes right through and hits you in the shoulder.
Well,
that will end.
They're rolling really well.
That will end his turn. Volley.
Alright, I'm gonna attack the closest one to me with my great bow.
You have advantage because I gave you help.
Yes, that's why I'm doing such.
Yep, go ahead.
There we go.
22 will hit.
And I'm gonna use my fear shot ability, and I can get damage. I can roll a damage die twice and keep the better result.
Go for it.
There's 1. There's 2. Not by much better. Okay.
9.
Hey, 9's
right.
max damage though.
Is it? Cool.
Yeah, actually.
Sweet. Okay, I'll take another shot at him.
You do not have advantage on this one. You don't need it though.
Don't need it.
21 will hit.
1, baby. Same thing. Fear shot. Please. Yeah! Max on both. God, I love this ability.
As he doubles back a bit.
And with that, I'm assuming the boats will be moving turn by turn.
Potentially.
Maybe. Potentially.
Okay. What's this bird doing here? Get out of here.
Fuck out of here, bird.
Bird.
Okay, that will be it for me then.
All right. That brings us to this one, who is going to see Anelia come out of the river and move up to her and make 2 attacks.
Why do I feel like you'd be doing that in real life?
What?
I feel like Lizzie would be doing that in real life to an enemy just charging at her.
First one is a 13.
Miss.
15.
Hit.
9 piercing. As you parry away the first attack, the second thrust comes right through your guard and punctures through part of your armor.
That sucks.
Oh. No, okay, that doesn't matter. That will end his turn, which brings us to this one back here, who walks out of the tree line with a bow in one hand. And he gestures towards the shipwreck. Steal whatever they have. Kill the rest.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
He is going to... Yep. He's going to make 2 attacks at Callan here. $23.
Hits.
And 15.
15 misses.
3 piercing.
Oh, that's not bad. There was a split second where my brain heard 15 piercing, and I was like, oh.
Okay. And he's going
That's
to
where you just hear, ow.
hold there.
Hold.
And that'll bring us to this one. Who, let's see. There's a lot of distance going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, this one's going to move right there.
Come get, bitch.
And take aim at Volley.
Come get, bitch.
2 attacks. Right? There she is. First one's a natural 20.
That might hit.
I mean, to be fair, I think Arachron has an ability to cancel out natural 20s, but I don't know off the top of my head.
Cancel out natural 20s.
I know for sure he has Shield Defender, which allows him to impose disadvantage against attacks against his allies within 5 feet of him. I know he has that one for sure. But I think he has to have a shield equipped for that one.
Yep.
Did he
also
even roll
never
initiative?
had his initiative rolled, which was a 10. So let me... Okay. That's my fault.
Poor Arachron.
So let me have him take his turn now.
He's gonna defend his good friend Volley.
Well, right. I'll have him take his turn after this because I've already messed up. Yeah, since it hasn't been his turn yet, he hasn't drawn his shield. But as far as imposing disadvantage, Guardian. You choose this Christian, your creature you can see. When a creature you can see attacks a target within 5 feet of you other than yourself, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll. Okay. Well, that bumps it down to a 19 if he uses his reaction.
Still hits.
But it's not a crit.
That technically saved me from going prone. 5 piercing damage, and the next one is also a 19. Which
that
will
one
be
doesn't hit. Yeah.
That one will be 6 damage. That will end her turn as she fires off the 2 arrows and... Piss off!
Who the fuck did that?
Piss off with this! This stuff is ours. They'll bring us to Arachron, who is going to... Yeah, no, he's got -1 intelligence. He's going to draw his sword and shield and hop out of the boat. 15, 20, 25, 30. He is in the water.
Say, bitch, going for a swim.
That will end his turn, and I will redo that. Callan here. Oh, hang on. Sorry.
Hold.
Callan here just had his boat just slip out from under him. Ah!
all according to Keikaku. I'm gonna go ahead and
cake means plan.
Shoot an arrow at the one near Anelia.
Go for it.
18.
Nice.
18 will hit.
Boom, and I also get sneak attack, so let me roll that too.
Oh yeah.
14 points of piercing damage.
Nice.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use my help action. I aim this shot to just graze his kneecap. And I call out to Nayla using my bonus action. Take advantage of that.
She gives a nod.
And I'm just still staying in the boat.
All right, Anelia.
So now that this guy is in front of me and I'm on land, what do these guys look like? Do they look like just thieves? Do they look like woodmen from the area? Do they look like Muldred's people?
They, as far as woodmen of the area, you only have what you can base off of, which would be the 2 companions that are currently washed up on shore. They
Right.
don't seem to be dressed like them by any means. They look sort of like bandit thug type of wood people.
So Anelia pulls out her scimitars and she's gonna use her first attack on the guy in front of her.
Okay.
Since Callan here pointed out the grazed kneecap. So that's advantage, right?
Yep, on your first attack.
Okay, where's my... There it is.
These advantages are really helping out.
The 20 will hit.
So that is 10 plus 2 because of my potion.
Okay.
So 12 points. And then after she makes that slash with her first scimitar, she's then going to run and spend her movement 30 feet up to this guy, since he's closest to the other people, and try to stall him in case he's trying to loot already. And then we'll attack him.
All right. Well, you're gonna get a attack of opportunity.
Yep. Figures.
With a 20.
Damn.
5 piercing damage.
All right. Taking down the hard, taking down the tough one. A little bit. All right, and then yeah, I'll use my second attack on the guy that is now in front of Anelia.
Okay.
Nice.
Sweet. So plus another 2, so it's 13, 15 total.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
I was worried about me taking 15 points of damage, and Anelia just dished that out, albeit on natural 20.
That was my movement, that was my action. That's all she's got. So that's her turn.
We'll bring us to this guy, her, who is going to make 2 attacks at Kellen here. A 20 and a 15.
I'll uncanny dodge the 20, the 15 misses.
You take 4 piercing total.
That's what he halved?
Yes.
Ooh, good thing I dodged that. 8? That would have sucked.
And he is going to move to about there. And his turn, volley.
All right. So the water's rough terrain. So that's half my movement taken.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna hop out of the boat, and I'm gonna use all my movement to get to shore, and then I'm gonna take my bow out, and then I'm gonna make 2 attacks at that person down there.
Okay. Go ahead and roll attack.
Let's go. There we go.
22 will hit.
Shot. 8.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take that arrow off, and then second attack. Big money.
And a 7 will miss.
Damn. Okay. That was all my movement. Let me just make sure something real quick here. First round. Damn. Okay. Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay, that brings us to Arachron, who's going to use all of his movement to get on shore, and then he's going to action dash. Well, 3 to get there. Does he have any bonus actions? I don't think so. No. So that'll end his turn. Brings us to this guy, who's going to stow his bow and pull a spear and come up behind Anelia.
Oh, thank you for stabbing her in the back. Thank you.
And make 2 attacks. at advantage for flanking is a 20 and a 17.
Yeah.
Damn.
Uh, 12 total between the two.
Oh, okay. Wow. Well, she's already down by half.
That will end his turn. Brings us to the one in front of you, Anela. And he is going to
be tanky, so.
Yeah, after you came up and made a pretty decent hit against him, he is going to stow his bow and pull out his spear and make 2 attacks at you at advantage.
Hi!
22 and a 14.
Both hit.
7 total.
Okay. Oh boy. Alright.
That will end his turn. Brings us to this one. Right. Who sees... Basically is going to return fire at volley, though seeing Arachron coming up on her flank. The first one is a 6, which will miss, and the second one is a 20. Which is 5 piercing.
Not bad.
And she is
that was
going
to me, right?
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure.
She's going to move back there. And that will end her turn. Brings us to Callan here.
Yeah, here we go.
You're up.
Okay, I have a crazy idea. My time has come. My moment has time to shine is now. I'm gonna run to the front of the boat, and I want to jump off the boat and land on the tree.
All right, give me an acrobatics.
18.
18, yeah, you are able to run up the boat with your lightly footed elven feet and jump off the bow of it and land on a branch and make your way over to the actual trunk.
And then I'm going to try and save Anelia's life by shooting the guy behind her.
Go for it.
Shoot him in the face.
16?
16? Just barely hits.
Oh. Okay. That's gonna be a total of
Damn.
Snap.
That's gonna be 27 points of damage.
Jesus
As you land on the fallen tree, and you notch an arrow, and you find your target, and you let the arrow fly, and it comes right into the side of the neck and out the other side, and the guy just slumps to the ground.
Fuck, Callan, is everything okay at home? Jesus Christ.
Bloody mess.
Oh, you have that.
Hang on 1 second.
You have that too.
Hello, 911. Yeah, I'd like to report a murder.
Anything else?
I'm gonna go ahead. Baba Booey. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use my bonus action to Anelia, the leader, is focused on directing his allies. Take advantage of that, and I'm gonna pass my help action to her.
Okay. Anelia.
So in response, she'll just be like, I'm working on him, and she'll attack again. With the scimitar.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a 12.
Even with
that will miss.
Dang.
Oh, you know what? The last time I attacked, I forgot to do my offhand attack. That's all right. But that will miss. So then I'm going to do that one. Wow, really? And
9
then
will
that
miss.
one.
15 will miss.
Oh, okay.
Callan
So
here's
she's
just gonna go like, oh gosh.
So after that, after being slightly flustered with
Lindsay
that,
gets
she's
a reroll from Paul.
on which one?
The offhand, it's the most recent.
Okay.
Reroll your offhand.
Hey!
24 will hit.
Okay. +2, so 12 radiant damage.
Jesus.
And then after she does that,
radiant damage.
and after she does that offhand attack, she's going to take a quick moment to kind of like shake things out and regroup herself, and that's gonna be her bonus action of Second Wind.
Okay.
Which is I've never used this. What is this? Bonus action, regain hit points. 1d10 plus warrior level. Okay.
Yep.
So roll. Wait, did I? Oh, I did. I made a thingy for it. I'm so good. Okay.
So you can heal 9.
Yeah. So I heal 9 hit points, and that is going to be my turn. Oh wait, I also meant to ask, how are my friends looking?
I don't know.
Friends, you doing okay?
I mean, Callan here has arrows sticking out of him like a pincushion.
Just like a fucking porcupine at the moment.
Okay, do you guys look hurt or kind of hurt or really hurt?
I'm gonna use if the DM is fine with it, I'm gonna use my own DM discretion to describe it, and I am not bloodied yet.
I'm just kind of hurt. I'm good.
To know. I'm done now.
That brings us.
That was an important question.
That brings us to this individual who's going to stow his bow. And come up onto the tree with Callan here.
Oh, huzzah! A sword battle on the tree!
And make 2 spear thrusts at him. With an 18 and a 14.
The 14 will miss, the 18 will hit.
7.
I'm gonna uncanny dodge that.
Take the 3. And that will end his turn. Volley.
Alright, so I'm gonna use 30 feet of my movement to go shot. And I'm gonna take shots at her.
Alright.
I'm assuming that's a check because we keep saying her. Alright, first shot.
16 will just barely hit.
Okay, fear shot ability. 1, 2, 6. And then second hit. Fuck me!
Ugh. Yikes.
Yeah.
As you pull back on the second volley, and as you do, bowstring snaps.
It's not just Thea anymore.
Shit. Okay, with that, I'm able to put my bow away and drop my sword now, because what's the point? I might as well throw the bow at them, it'll be more accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put my, I'm gonna look at my bow and go, fuck! I'm gonna put it away and draw my sword and shield.
Alright. Brings us to Arachron, who is going to use all of his 30 feet to get there. And he will finally be able to do something.
Said I put some holes in her, have fun.
Boop. An 18 will hit. For 4 slashing.
4
Boink.
swords of slashing.
That will end his turn. That one is dead. Brings us to this one who's taking blows from Anelia, and he dodges a couple of them. And as he does, he shouts over the river, "Anytime today, Valdis!"
Valdis.
And then he will actually use a bonus action to disengage and take out his bow. And he is going to use his volley ability.
I thought you meant me, and I was like, what?
No.
He just summons volley and throws him.
I just appear on the enemy side. Wait, what the hell?
Nope. And he's going to make an attack at Callan here. With a...
Doesn't have to.
He wants to.
Can I? No, never mind.
Can you what?
Nothing.
Okay.
I'll
Hurry
wait.
up. What do you want to do?
Nope, I'll wait.
All right. With a 23.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And then a 22.
Jesus.
Yeah, those will both hit.
The first one is 5 piercing.
Okay.
And the next one is 10.
Neat. Okay.
Great.
That one hurt a bit. Good shot. Good shot.
Oh, and his turn brings us to her, who is going to bonus action disengage and take steps back this direction. And take aim at Callan here.
No. Why is everyone
Jesus
shooting at me
Christ.
suddenly? I think I know why.
With a 20 and a 16.
Both will hit.
The first one is 7.
Okay.
And the next one is 4.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, and her turn.
Oh boy.
Callan here.
Oh dear.
I am going to... damn. I'm going to disengage. I need to disengage as my bonus action.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go. That's 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm gonna run over by Arachron.
Wait, what was that path?
So 10 feet, 15, 20, 25.
Okay, so that will provoke a opportunity attack.
I disengaged.
That's right.
It's okay.
I was double checking something else at the same time.
And I'm going to hold my action to attack, and it's going to be to attack the leader when Anelia gets back in range of him.
Okay. Anelia.
Okay, I had a feeling I should have used the thing I was debating on, but whatever. Yeah, Anelia is going to close the gap and run up and attack him.
That triggers my held action.
Go. I guess you can go first then.
25.
No, he does. 25 will hit.
That's 11 piercing, and then I get my sneak attack, which is 14 for a total of 25 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Anelia.
All right, all the attacks.
All the attacks. You
The
literally went up by 3 every single time.
19 will hit.
Okay. So 10 plus 2. How is this guy in front of me looking?
After the attacks?
Yeah.
On his last leg?
Why? Why not? I am going to action surge and attack him again.
Yeah. Mathan would be proud.
So there's that one.
21 will hit.
I'll do these one at a time. 10 plus 2. And then
he's dead.
Another. Oh.
No. She keeps hitting the body.
That'll kill morale. Everyone's standing there like.
Do you keep attacking the dead body?
No.
You sure?
Yeah. Right. And then I would like to use my movement to get on the tree trunk and attack the next person up to here, if that's possible. It was it should be like 20, 25 feet.
20, 25, 30. You have to technically go here first, and that would be your 30th feet. Because of like the way the tree falls. So 5. Is this showing for everybody?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Is that because of the? Oh.
It's the way
so
the tree
it's like difficult
falls.
terrain then in those 2 squares?
Yep. Right
Okay.
there is difficult terrain.
All right. I still got 2 attacks. Can I just chuck my scimitar at her as an attack? Just like.
Roll a d20 and add your dex.
I might as well.
I've killed somebody like that before.
Since I still have the extra attack, not offhand at this rate, but 19.
Nice.
19 will hit.
So let me see, just with the dex instead of strength mod.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll.
So roll 1d8 plus 1 for my dex plus proficiency.
You're not proficient in throwing a scimitar.
I'm okay.
Also, you don't add your proficiency to damage.
Fair.
Yeah,
oh, that's
even if
right.
you are.
Duh. Okay, so, but 2 plus another 2 because of my potion, so 4.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't think I can do an offhand at that point, so that's gonna be my turn.
Dagger.
Yeah.
All right. Volley.
Isn't the guy above me, or is he dead?
Oh, I scrolled down. Stupid.
That's okay.
Yeah,
I was looking like, was that the guy above me or no?
Yeah, no. He is going to take out his bow and make 2 attacks at Callan here to finish off the volley order.
So I would like to use my reaction to start to use my feature that is Might of the Firstborn.
Okay.
Where I use my reaction to spend 2 hit dice and prevent an enemy creature from taking an action on its turn.
That seems strong.
Oh,
Only
no, there's a
2?
consequence. There's a consequence to it.
Oh, okay.
I haven't gotten to it yet.
You'll get to that part.
Okay, the creature can still use its bonus action if it has one, and that bonus action does not rely on the creature taking an action. After using this ability, I have to make a corruption check.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay.
So it is like a last resort to help keep people alive.
Does that ability give a DC for the corruption?
Yes, 15.
Okay.
As a wisdom, well,
Yep.
it says wisdom saving
Yeah.
throw, but corruption. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But
So expend your 2 hit dice.
Nope. So she sees the person about to attack Callan here, and she just shouts while holding her other scimitar, going, "No, I'm not!"
Okay, I guess I don't.
Where's my corruption?
Give me a corruption saving throw.
There it is. So I have to make a 15.
Oh!
Okay. Yeah, because otherwise, I would have taken a shadow point.
Oh, just one?
Yep. But
I take one shadow point for funsies.
Well, with a Rivendell elf, that is extra consequential. So
Yeah.
it's a balancing game. But yeah, so that's my reaction.
Volley.
So he's just like, bye. Woo, woo, woo.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Let me just see how far this is. Boom, boom, boom. Let me be a little bit more fair about that. Okay, so I'm gonna use my action to dash, which I went to the side and down, which put me right about here.
What was that path?
So up here, I'll show it on the thing. So I was like up here roughly. So I went boom and boom.
Okay, because you walk into difficult terrain there.
Also, no,
up here I do?
Yes, you do.
Okay, then, I mean, that was about roughly 35. Yeah, regardless,
I mean, I'm just asking about the specific path you take. That's why I'm.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I was trying to show it under. Like, I just went to the side out this way,
So
which like stopping
5,
at the shore,
10,
and then
15,
going.
25, 30, 35. Wait.
Oh, that was 35. Oh, I didn't know this part here was
10,
terrain.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35,
Okay.
40, 45, 50, 60.
Oh,
well,
okay, I didn't know
55 and then
certain
one
parts were
roll for
extra.
60.
Right.
You skip 55.
Yeah.
Been a day.
Okay, so.
Yeah, it's been a day.
Okay, so right after, so there. So, yeah, that's all I'm gonna do is pretty much dash with my sword and shield out, and that's it for me.
That'll bring us to Arachron. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, gets right up alongside of her and is going to make his attack. And with a 17 will barely hit. 6. That will end his turn. That man is dead. Brings us to her. She's going to use her bonus action to disengage and use her action to dash, and she is going to flee the battle.
I mean, I could probably catch up to her if I wanted to.
That's what you think. Callan here.
Did I see them leave with anything from the Woodman ship?
Can't make you roll post perception, so I'm going to say no.
Okay. Because to be fair, there's only one of them that walked over there, and that was him.
But that was to attack. Otherwise, it would have been mentioned if they went down to loot, right? Instead of attack.
Maybe stuff happens. And I'm curious if no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm hurt, but I could triple dash after her. Because rogues are OP. His turn is up next. Or anyone else's.
6 seconds.
Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm going to run up to him, and I'm going to attempt to grapple him.
Okay. Unarmed strike, essentially.
Well, technically it's an athletics check.
All right.
But my athletics is garbo.
Okay, go ahead and make an athletics check.
17.
20.
Ah, Okay, so how much movement was that? That was 25. I'm just gonna go ahead and sidestep him. Hang on, 25, 30, and I'll use my bonus action to squeeze out some more movement, and I'm just gonna try to get ahead of him.
Okay.
And that's the end of my turn.
Anelia?
I'm going to stay where I am in that area and locate the helm.
Okay. Give me an investigation
and my
check.
scimitar.
Give me an investigation check.
Had shit luck on these. Hey, it continues.
Come
We just can't investigate.
You're having difficulty on this
I at
round.
least need my sword back.
Maybe you shouldn't have thrown it.
Oh, I was trying to be a little creative. Sue me. That's my turn. That's all I can do.
Alright. This brings us to the Outlaw, who's going to draw his spear and move up towards Arachron, or Callan here, and make 2 attacks. First one's a 7. The second one's a 20.
Okay, that hits.
It's piercing.
How much?
6.
I'm gonna uncanny dodge that.
3. And then he is going to bonus action, disengage, and move off map for the rest of his movement. So about like 20 feet. Volley.
Don't think I can make it after him. I'm gonna move up. Up to at least here, and am I able to investigate, see if I can find one of the helms or see if they made off with anything important?
Give me an investigation.
Alright. Investigation dice. Working me here. Hey!
It's a little bit better.
18, you come up alongside Grimbald. You see him pretty much soaked from the water and bleeding from the head. He appears unconscious from what you can immediately tell. You don't find anything disturbed on his body.
Okay. I'm gonna at least pull him up a little bit, like, out of the water.
Okay.
At least onto the shore where it's a little bit more dry and he can... I'm gonna try and, like, wake him up or at least, like, heal his wounds or something.
Alright. So you drag him out. That'll end your turn. And Arachron is going to see them in full retreat and move back up towards the rest of his companions. That will bring us to her.
Yeah, I gave up on her. She's gone.
She's essentially out of combat at this point.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm going to go ahead, stow my bow. Because I can still catch up to the one guy. I'm going to stow my bow, and pull out my short sword. And I just want to run up to him real quick with my movement and take a stab at him.
Okay.
Brian's like, this combat's supposed to be over. Why are you still chasing me? Almost dead. But I have a plan. Let's just see if I can hit him.
$16 just barely hits.
For 10 piercing damage.
Okay.
Is that max? That's not max. I just have high dex. And then I'm going to use my bonus action to dash back to the party.
Okay.
And I'm just letting him retreat now.
Well, he will take that attack of opportunity with a 19.
That will hit.
With 8 piercing.
I gotta look something up. Because I may go down. It all depends when do I get my reaction back. At the start of my turn or at the end of my turn? You can't take another one until the start of your next turn. Okay. So I will go ahead and use my reaction to uncanny dodge that. Reducing it to 4. And, yeah. I'll just run back to my party because I'm not going to go down so far away from them.
Okay. Alright. So as you all chase off the remainder of the bandits and make your way back to Woodmen, you look over the situation and you find 2 of them are pretty badly injured based on the wreck and their current status, and you situate your boats, get them on the shore, and plot exactly what you need to do next, and that is where we're going to end tonight.
Just so it does